modern church sucks at math, and there's absolutely no dispute about how old the earth is between science and the Bible. See, the church aged the earth based off of Adam being created on the sixth day, and then they took his age and the age when he had a son, and they added these up, so on and so forth, throughout the whole lineage, and came up with a ballpark figure of roughly 7,000 years for how old the earth is. However, the Bible never said that Adam was created on the sixth day. This is a massive, massive misinterpretation of the Bible that I still have not really gotten a church to see me through with. See, on the sixth day, it said God created mankind, and in God's image he created man, and man was created in God's image. However, Moses didn't have an image for God. And I do a long, long story where I go on to explain that what was actually created on the sixth day was the capacity for morality. And that's why when they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, they had discovered morality and evolved into having a prefrontal cortex and had the capacity for this rational thinking. And that's when God said, alas, they are like us. See, morality was already like him. That's why it was created in his image. And whatever creatures were created on the sixth day, when they ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, had thus evolved into being able to have a capacity for that morality. So between the sixth day, the seventh day, and then an undisclosed amount of time passes to chapter 2 of Genesis, and then Adam eats from the tree of knowledge of good and evil after Eve tempts him, after she was tempted by a serpent. Funny enough, a serpent, the reptilian brain, which would now evolve into the prefrontal cortex, which is what makes man have the capacity for the complex rational thinking, such as morality. So, how old is the earth according to the Bible? It is 7,000 years from Genesis 2, plus an undisclosed amount of time, all the way back to the sixth day, and then the 5 days added onto that. There's a completely reasonable suspicion that the earth is billions of years old. Also, the Bible never says that evolution doesn't happen. In fact, the Bible talks about evolution in Genesis 2, when they developed the ability to have morality. God literally said, at last they are now like us. And then it says not to let them eat from the tree of life, because then we'll be more like God. It's literally talking about us evolving. Just because evolution happened and creationists believe that God created man doesn't mean that God didn't create man with the capacity to evolve. We're constantly evolving. Just look at modern humans. We evolve on a generational cycle. So, is there a conflict between science and the Bible on how old the universe is? No. That conflict is between science and the church. Do not get them mistaken. Stay blessed. Love you all.